before with a chowder type soup. Today I'm making what is called chicken mull. Never heard of it? Me either. But when I was researching things to do with saltine crackers, this popped up from Southern Living and it looks delicious. Not only are we using the saltine cracker to thicken the broth, but it's really a main ingredient to this soup. This is more like a Southern style chicken stew with crackers as the thickener. I've gone ahead and boiled a whole chicken and created a really delicious broth right here. Taken the chicken out and shred it. Now, for the magic. First, I know what you're thinking. This might be gross and soggy. I trust the process. A whole sleeve of saltines. We're gonna cook that for about 3 minutes. Let those crackers get good and soft, and then blend it up. You'll never know they were there. We really do need to make sure the crackers are mushy before we blend, or else it won't incorporate as well. But if you ever do, I've done this before, like if you're making a clam chowder or something and you need your cream mixture a little thicker, saltine cracker works perfectly in there. It also imparts a nice, like mild flavor, hint of saltiness. Look how smooth and velvety that is. I mean, that right there is kind of magical. To finish this off, add the chicken back in, along with some heavy cream. How have we not heard about this before? Taste the seasoning. Yum. My kids would eat this up. Okay, let me show you how they serve this one. It's like chicken and dumplings flavor, but in a much easier package. Now, you don't have to do this, but you can. Serve it with more crackers, which is how we like our chicken soup usually anyway, right? My son will love this because when he's making his chicken noodle soup, he puts so many crackers in it, you almost have to eat it with a fork. And hot sauce is suggested. Doesn't that look good? Going in for that perfect bite now that it's all dressed up. I wish I could explain to you how much better this is than I even expected. The flavor is perfection. It is perfectly creamy without feeling like super indulgent. I just can't wait to bring this home tonight to my kids. They're gonna love it. This is the one to keep in your file in the fall when Thanksgiving rolls around, because you can turn these saltine crackers into dressing. Southern style cracker dressing. It is a thing. Now you might be saying, my grandmother always put crackers in with her dressing, but probably that was in combination with biscuits or cornbread. But in this recipe, the crackers are the only bread. Telling you what, it's a lot easier than making cornbread. A whole box of saltines crushed up. To that, the usual, some sauteed onions and celery, and a bunch of butter. This has sage and thyme, a little cayenne pepper, salt and pepper. Smells like Thanksgiving dressing. And you gotta moisten it up with chicken broth, and then an egg, and a little milk. Throw in some fresh herb in there too. Into a greased casserole dish. Smooth it out. And then this goes into the oven, 375 degrees for about 40 minutes or so. Smells like Thanksgiving. Looks a little dry on top, but I can hear a little bubbling underneath, so I'm hopeful. Let's see how it tastes. Looks pretty good. Looks like traditional Thanksgiving dressing, if you ask me. It works. It works. These saltine crackers have yet to disappoint me. What I like is how moist this dressing is, because sometimes you get it and it's just too dry. The moisture factor is there. The flavor is right on. Tastes just like a traditional Thanksgiving dressing, Southern style. Slightly gummier than a cornbread dressing. I think it would be an A+ 100 if we mixed the saltine crackers with a little cornbread. If you're looking for something convenient, a box of crackers is just as easy as that stovetop stuff, and this is better than that. Now my next trick is a little bit of an experiment, but I'm kind of excited about it and scared. Saltine cracker pancakes could work. Just happened to stumble across this one when I was doing my research. We're just kind of gonna make this one up as we go. The recipe I saw said you could soak these in water and then strain out the water. So we're making like a little batter that I feel like you could just soak them in milk. So I'm just gonna pour just enough milk to cover and let it sit until it's mushy. Just enough to reach the top. These aren't like fluffy bread pancakes. These are more like hoe cakes, or, you know, some sort of like, that's what it's called. These aren't gonna be like soft pancakes. These are gonna be more like a corn cake, almost like a toasted biscuit or something. I'm gonna add in an egg, go in with some sugar and some cinnamon, a splash of vanilla. It's not the most attractive thing, guys, but I try these things so you don't have to. Let's cook it up like we do pancakes. Butter down. All right, here goes. Kind of looks like oatmeal pancakes. All of a sudden, it's not so scary. I don't know what to think. I'm worried that they're gonna fall apart when I go flip it. It's kind of sticking together. Although I guess I did use them as a binder, so they are binding on their own. There goes nothing. Kind of looks like a pancake on top. I can't get over how like smooth they are on the top, like a pancake. And they're like regular pancakes. The first ones are never the prettiest. I'm beginning to think when the end of the world comes, everybody needs to be stocked up on saltines. Looks like you can make anything. I'm afraid it's still gonna be soggy. I feel like some fruit might be nice, especially if we need to hide any flavor. And then maple syrup. It's gotta be good. Okay, wish me luck. Wow, it cut like a pancake. I'll be damned. Not only does that work, it's actually really good. The crunch it gives it on the outside, that cinnamon we put in there, y'all, this one kind of blows my mind. It is tender inside. It's moist but not gummy and not soggy. You gotta let it cook long enough to where it feels firm. But I mean, look at that. The inside of that looks just like a pancake. Might be the most mind-blowing one of the day. A dessert recipe that uses saltines as a main ingredient, not just a happy accident, is a classic Atlantic beach pie.